Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World, and this week my tutorial is this little box for the grandsons for their summer money. I always like to give them a few pound, even if they're not going away, that they can spend when they're out and about with their parents. So it's just a neat wee box, very easy done. I have used Countryside Corners for the closure. I've used Alphabet to add their wee names. Artistically inked for the hello. I know, so many stamp sets. And then I took the wee bird out of the Easter bunny. I like to use my stamp sets that are sort of traditionally for a certain time of the year so that I can get more out of them. And you should do the same. Always have a hunt through them. So anyway, inside this particular box I've put 3 divides. So we have a wee mini bubbles, which I'm going to wrap their money around, and I've left room for it to fit back in there. In the centre we have 2 packets of these. I can't even say that word, but they're chews. And then on this side I have wee chocolate balls. They're all boys, you know, sort of type. These chocolate balls do never want to come out again. I must bear that in mind when I'm putting the other one in, but they will come out. Believe me, if I have to poke it out, I will. I'll send them a warning when I'm giving them to them. So there's about 5 or 6, I think, down there. So just these wee chocolate balls. So I thought that was a nice wee gift, and they're getting their money as well, and a few wee sweets to sit while they're playing PlayStation or whatever on a wet day. So I've used the Countryside Corners, Countryside Inn papers, which are boyish enough, no flowers or anything, it's just stripes. So what you need if you're going to make one is, for the main box of your card, you need a piece of card, and I'm going with Native Navy for mine. It's 4 1/4 by 9 1/4. I cut 2 of these, one in the Native Navy. You can see, just go through your sizes. It's this, about the 3rd size down, and then the next one is the smaller one underneath that, and they will just fit perfectly there to do that. And then you're going to need 4 pieces, 4 for the wee dividers, and they need to measure 1 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then you need your 2 pieces to decorate. As you can see, there's a pattern on the other side, but I'm just going with the stripes. A bit pajama looking, but I think it's nice. It's fresh for summer. These need to be 2 5/8 by 4 1/8, so they'll fit perfectly on the front. So we're going to start making the box. I need to do a bit of scoring. So we'll get the scoreboard up, and we're going to score on the long side first, and it needs to be scored just at 4 1/4. Oops, 4 1/4 and 5 inches. On the other side, we need to score the edges, and they need to be 3/4 of an inch. So we're going right down there. And on this side, 3/4 is 3 1/2 inches. And inside, if you get yourself a pencil, this is really just so that you get your doodads, your wee dividers lined up properly, which I didn't do that time. I used a score. I scored between there and there, but when you go to put it on, you can't see the damn score, so it's no good to me. So I thought I'll mark it with a pencil, and that might help me. So we know the first one's at 3/4 of an inch, and then we need to go over another 3/4, which is 1 1/2. So give it a wee tick there, and use your wee bit of paper to bring you down here, and put another wee tick there, and that will be where you're going to line. When you have these folded, you'll be able to see that better. So then you need to move over 1 1/4 inches. So we're 3 1/2, so it's 1 1/4 brings you to 2 3/4. So again, mark it just slightly. You can rub these out again when you're ready. You're probably not going to see them anyway. So just butt that wee piece up and use it to do your mark. And that should keep you right. So you'll have 1, 2, and then the 3rd one. So you want to do that probably just on the one side, because when you fold that over, it should all line up nicely. So, oh, we'll do these when we have them. These are the 3 pieces. Sorry, you can run off a lot through there. Any better at all? These are 1 1/4, as I said, by 4 1/4, and you need 4 of them. But you want to mark them at 1/4 of an inch on both sides. So you're just doing that, so you have that wee piece. So do that on all 4 pieces. So while we have these here, we may as well do your folds. So just fold up those 1/4 inches and give them a wee burnish, just to keep them nice and tight. And just do that on all 4 of those. These will make your wee dividers in the box. So if you're putting something different in your box, just measure the size of them and the overall layout of them, and then decide how much space you need for each divider. But these are things you can pick up, like these wee chocolate balls are in B&M, they're in Home Bargains, or in Poundland, all those places. And the same with the bubbles. Oops, the chocolate balls are rolling. You get a 5-pack, you see, all the time for wedding decorations, so you get those easily enough. And the same with these, I have packs of these as well. So you could just carry on and do the measurements that I've given you. And if you don't want to add bubbles, just roll your money and put it in the 3rd part, if they're too old for bubbles or whatever, or too young, whichever. So we're going to join these so they're like so. You want to join both of them. We're actually joining the big part, so we've got that kind of a divider. So you need to get the 2 that you have, put glue on one, join that one on, join that one on, and that should you be ready. So I've glue on one of them. I'm just going to pop this one on the top, pick it up, and make sure that you're happy with where it's laying up. You just want 2 sheets coming up the same, so that you have a nice flat surface there, and the same on this side, a nice flat surface. So just make sure that everything is where you want it to be. And let that dry, and we'll do the same with these 2. So we'll move on to this piece, and that's our wee markings, top and bottom there, to be able to add these. But first we want to do a bit of cutting and scoring. So just go to your centre piece, cut up that line and that line, and just take a wee snip off. Same on this side. And then we're just going to do some burnishing. Just do all your score lines on the spoon. You can see it's giving you that wee shape that you're after. Now, at this stage you can flatten that out and put your nice, move that to the inside, nice decorative paper on. Make sure you do that the opposite way. Keep your markings to the inside. I got myself there. So, easy enough fixed. So turn around and go, and you have your 2 pieces cut. And we're just going to stick them here, and they measured, just to remind you, it's 2 5/8 wide by 4 1/8 long. So stick those in place. So now we have that done, that's ready for moving on. We want to stick these in place now. So you want to put some glue on those two wee edges that you created, just on one side. And we're going to use the lines, our pencil lines, to line this up. So if you wanted to hit the center there, you may not be able to see this just as easy. Try and get it up for you, but I can see the pencil line there. I want that to sit in the center, and I want it to sit in the center of the bottom one. So just take your time, and I can hardly see this now. Line that up. You really need to be flat. So hopefully that is straight. So you could try one of your chocolate balls in there. That's a bit tight, so I might have to put it at the other side. And where's my cheese? You can see that's going to fit in there perfectly. So we'll get our other one now. Hopefully that's lined up properly. Again, put some glue along the two doubles that you created. And go into your other lines that you can see here and here. I'm just going to pop my shoe. That is the one that fits in the middle, and I'll be happy if it fits in there nicely. Just make sure it goes the whole way and you're happy. That seems fine, doesn't it? So I'm actually going to keep my shoes inside there, and that gives this a bit of stability for closing up this. So we're going to put glue on these. You need to decide at this stage which side you want to be your front and which side you want to be your back, because you want these going back ways. So I'm happy enough with that. You're not going to see any pencil marks anyway. So we're going to put glue on these two wee bits here and form the shape of our box first. So just push that up so it's button into the table to keep it nice and straight. Again, before anything takes, close your box up. Make sure you're happy before you seal anything down. That seems fine. So, you know, I want to add glue here, 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 and here, which can be a bit awkward, but you need it. So, a bit on there, a bit on these. Don't get any on your sweets so you'll not get them back out. And then a wee bit on this. So push those in. Make sure your both sections are inside, and this is coming across like so. Stand it up. Just make sure you're all nice. You want a nice wee finish, and then you want to run your bone folder and push that section down so it's taken. Sorry, I'm shaking you all over the place here. So that it's taken nicely. Just give it a wee push. That should be fine. So we want to put our balls in, and they are tight. But these boys will rip their boxes open if they're fed up trying to get them out. So 3. I actually made the size of the box slightly smaller so that my lid would fit. So maybe I shouldn't have. 4. You can add like an 1/8 of an inch if you feel it's going to be too tight. That's enough for 5 there. And then I'll wrap the money around this, and that'll be room for that. So now we need to go to our lid. We're going to stick this in place first. So just add your glue. You want lots of glue because we're going to put creases in this and you don't want the paper coming away, so not too much around the edge, but definitely in there where you're going to be creasing. So try and get that lined up. This takes fairly quick, but I am going to let it sit and dry a wee bit before we score it. So in the meantime, we can punch some circles out. I've got a 1 3/4 inch and a 2 inch. So you need to punch a 2 inch out in your Night of Navy. If you haven't got punches, use your circle dies. And you're also going to need a piece of white in the 1 3/4. So on this we want to do a bit of stamping, and we're going to do hello in the Night of Navy, if I can find it. So just ink that up, put it up towards the top. Hello. And then we have the wee bird, and I'm going to do him in Night of Navy as well. And I'm going to leave room for a wee bit of grass just to ground him. While that's still wet, go in with your Wink of Style clear, if you have one, and drag the wee bit of blue ink that's available. And I'm leaving a wee tiny bit of white breast there. I'm not colouring that part in at all. And do his wee wing as well. And if you're quick, you can get enough to drag that wee bit of colour in. And it just gives them like a wee hint of blue. It's very hard to see, but you can see it there. So if you go in now with yellow or whatever colour you want to do is big. Now I wasn't intending to use the green grass out of the rabbit, but I don't like it. It's not what I wanted. You can see it here, and it just leaves it all. You have to sit and colour it in then. So I thought, well, you're going to be putting the colours on anyway. So I'm just going in with the Granny Apple Green Dark and Light. And I'm just going to do shoots. Just bring them up around his feet so it is kind of grounded and sitting on a wee bit of grass. And then just go, excuse me, in with your light green. Just fill in some gaps. Nothing too serious. That just looks like he's landed on a wee bit of grass to say hello. Simple, but easy. So we want to layer that up now with 2 large doodads. Just center that. A bit rough there, isn't it? And that will go on your box. The only other thing we have to stamp now is the child's name. And as I said, I'm using Alphabest stamp set, which is brilliant. It's all lowercase, so you don't even have to worry about your capitals. So this one is for wee Finbar. So I'm just going to chop this off. I'm going to use the line along the bottom here to keep me nice and straight. So A, B, C, D, E, F. I'll do a couple of letters with you and then I'll finish it myself. Where is the F? Holy moly. A, B, C, D. Maybe it's in there and it's slipped. Can't see it for looking for it. Hold on, I'll have to come back. Found it, looking staring right at me. I just didn't see it. Right, so I'm going to start at this end and use the base to keep me nice and straight. F, and then A. And again, if you just use that and close, be close, A. Is that N or U? I think it's N, isn't it? It is now, anyway. F-A-N. Again, use the bottom to keep it nice and straight. And you can see that running along nicely. It is pretty easy to do because they're good big letters. So I have another couple to do and then I'll come back to you. So I have that cut down. I'm just going to stick it in place here. Just with, excuse me, my runner tape runner. Look the door to me. So just line that up so it's nice and square. I'm just going to cut it with scissors. Be a daredevil. Not bad. So that will be stuck to the bottom of the box, and we need to add our wee thing now. So we'll just go in with this small one. So you want to go in and score it at 1 7/8. Turn it round and go 1 7/8. And that should give you a nice, hopefully that is all taken. Just give it a wee score. This is the easiest closure because you don't need any Velcro or sticky bits or whatever. So this will now sit over the top of your box. It is a fraction bigger at both sides, so try and line that up whenever you're doing it. So I'm going to add glue to one side. If I can get glue to come out. Don't go too close to your edge because it's going to be hanging over slightly. So you just want to take it where you need it to take. That should be fine. So just put your front on where there's no glue. Bend it over and decide where is good for you. And just work on it till you're happy with the look of it and give it a good press. Now, where this comes down, you want to add a large dimension or a couple of small ones and just place it in the center of your lid and close to it but not on it. And then just take your cover off, close that down, and then we're going to stick this in place. And not too high, don't go too high, you know, give yourself a bit of maneuverable room to be able to get this in and out again. So that gives it a good hold, but not too tight for the child. And then this we can just add flat so it doesn't get in anybody's way. I think it's nice when you personalise it a wee bit. So centre that at the bottom of your box, but not right down to the bottom. Give it a wee bit of leeway. And there we have two nice wee gifts for the boys. Two more to go. So that was easy enough, wasn't it? Not too bad. Remember that bonus days have started this month, so if you decide to shop, make sure you go to £45 so that you can get a £4.50 voucher sent to you in your email. So make sure you have a good email. That always check your junk and your other thing just in case it goes to your junk. and then you can spend that during August. And remember to use my host code so that I can send you out a wee gift. And that is me for this week. I'm feeling much better. Thanks for standing by me last week. It was desperate, but I definitely am picking up well. So I'll catch you all again very soon, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.